Network components. Internetworking is extremely complex that connects different networks and LAN through a set of rules and allows host computer to communicate with each other. This type of connection and communication is possible only through the network components and connectors which act as the media for transfer of data. The network devices play a major role in interaction and creating a small network. Topics covered in this video are network devices, comparison between a bridge and a router. The basic of networks require devices to provide connectivity and functionality. Understanding how these networking devices operate and identifying the functions they perform are essential for users. Some of the major network devices are discussed below. Hubs. Hubs are generally called as multi-port repeaters. Hubs allow multiple devices to be attached simultaneously. The main function of hub is to provide the connection for transmit pins to the receive pins between the two computers. The hubs with greater data processing capabilities provide a service called store and forward. Hubs are of many types with different features and specifications, which provide the type of functionality required to build a network. The three major types of hubs are active hubs, passive hubs, intelligent hub. Smart hub. Active hub. Active hub usually have 8 to 12 ports to connect to the network computer. A passive hub. Passive hub act as a connection point and do not amplify or regenerate the signal. The signal passes through the hub. A passive hub simply receives the signal on the input port and broadcasts it on the output port without even repairing it. Intelligent hub. Intelligent hub are also called as smart hubs, which are of particular importance to large organizations. An intelligent hub is typically stackable and includes remote management capabilities. It also provides features which help in improving the performance of network. Switch. A switch is a device that looks much like a hub and is considerably more expensive than hub. Switches provide more advantage than hubs, which has a common connectivity and also helps in exchanging the network resources easily. Switches allow different nodes of network to communicate directly with one another in a smooth and efficient manner. Switches on receiving the data packets transfers only to the intended recipient, preventing the wastage of the network bandwidth and optimizing efficiency. Types of switches. There are many types of switches which include ATM switches, LAN switches, WAN switches. Asynchronous transfer mode ATM switch. ATM is a high performance cell oriented technology that utilizes fixed length information unit known as cell for high speed transmission and support voice, video and data applications. ATM allows customers to replace their separate voice and data networks with a single network to handle data and other multimedia content such as video. LAN switches. Switches that provide a separate connection for each node in a company's internal network are known as LAN switches. Essentially, a LAN switch creates a series of instant networks that contains only two devices communicating with each other at the particular moment. LAN switches are designed to switch data frames at high speed. WAN switches. A WAN switch is a multi-port internetworking device used in carrier networks. Typically, these devices switch traffic such as frame relay, X.25 and operate at the data link layer of the OSI reference model. Forwarding technique of switches. Switches uses two different types of forwarding techniques. They are store and forward switching and cut through switching. A bridge is a physical unit with two ports which connect the network segment together and filter the amount of traffic on each network. Bridges can only be connected to similar network segments because they require the physical address of the devices to send the data frame. Frames are bundle of data packets that contain the physical address of the sender. The physical address is the function of the data link layer that uses various protocols. There are several types of bridges classified into categories to best suit the networking requirement. Types of bridges: transparent bridge, translation bridge, source root bridge. Routers. Routers is a device that connects two network interfaces together, forming an internetwork which operates at the network layer of the OSI reference model. Routers send the data packets through the network to their final destination. It will pass the information only if the network address is known. This ability to control the data passing through the router reduces the amount of traffic between networks. A major function of a router is that it localizes the network broadcast sent to every device on the network. It also filters the broadcast traffic to reduce the network failure between the connected devices. The main functions of the routers are segment large number of data into smaller segments and acts as a safety barrier between segments. Gateway. Gateways are task specific that performs protocol conversation between different types of networks or applications. The main feature of gateway is that it performs the function of translating the data from one format to the other. It acts as a server on the network. Gateways usually perform the task very slow and are expensive. The data is processed by decapsulating the incoming data and encapsulating the outgoing data through the network protocol stack and for the other network to allow transmission respectively. CSU-DSU, a channel service unit, digital service unit, is a digital interface device used to connect a router to a digital circuit like a T1. It provides the signal timing for communication between these devices. The advantages of channel service unit used to perform loopback testing. It may perform bit stuffing. It may also provide a framing and formatting pattern compatible with the network. It is the last signal regeneration point on the loop side, coming from the central office before the regenerated signal reaches a multiplexer or data terminal equipment. A data service unit can be classified as a device used for interfacing data terminal equipment to the public switched telephone network. A type of synchronous data line driver usually installed at a user location, which connect user synchronous equipment over a 4-wire circuit at a preset transmission rate to a servicing central office. Wireless Application Protocol. Wireless Application Protocol is an open international standard for applications which use wireless communication. WAPs are used in wireless network in which more than two devices connect to the network via wireless transmission. It is now the protocol used for the majority of the mobile internet sites, also known as websites. It gives the users a richer data application which would enable access to the internet. WAP was aimed at enabling the data application to be developed with wireless technology. Modem. Modulator demodulator is a device that converts the digital signal generated by a computer into analog signal that travel over the conventional telephone lines. The modem at the receiving end convert the signal into a format that the computer can understand. Modem is the external device that connects to the serial or USB port of the system, or a proprietary devices designed for use on other devices such as portable and handhelds. The following are the characteristics of a modem: transmission speed, error detection, and compression. Internal modems. Internal modems are electronic cards which are installed in one of the computer's expansion slot. It must be configured with an interrupt request. External modem. External modems are functioning external devices. It is connected to a computer using a serial cable to one of the computer serial ports, and it draws power from an external source. Transceiver. A transceiver or a receiver is a device that transmits and receives the data to and from the network. Transceiver can be connected to the network interface card in two ways: onboard, external transceiver. Onboard transceiver is usually attached to the adapter card like RJ45 receptacles and BNC connectors. External transceiver. An external transceiver is physically connected to the network interface card by using a small device attachment unit interface or a digital Intel Xerox connector, which is attached by an extension cable. A transceiver can also connect one side to an AUI interface and the other to an RJ45 interface. A firewall. A firewall is a protection device or software to shield the vulnerable areas and protect from the danger, and is generally placed at the perimeter of the network to act as the gatekeeper for all incoming and outgoing traffic. The system connected to a network or standalone that connect to the network should be protected by a firewall. A wide variety of firewall products are introduced in the market, of which some of them include the extended features such as virus protection and single sign-on to proxy services. Firewalls are constructed from a number of components. They are security policy, packet filters, proxy servers, network address translation, architecture, encryption. There are basically four mechanisms used by firewall to restrict the amount of traffic. The four mechanisms are packet filtering, circuit level gateway, proxy server, application gateway. Firewall can greatly enhance the security of a host or a network. They can be used to do the following. It is used to protect and insulate the applications, services, and machines of your internal network from unwanted traffic coming in from the public internet. To limit or disable access from host of the internal network to services of the public internet. To support network address translation that allows your internal network to use private IP addresses and share a single connection to the public internet. Multiplexer. A multiplexer is a device which has several input streams and only one output stream. A multiplexer combines two or more inputs into a single output and several electrical signals into a single signal. Multiplexers are of different types for analog and digital circuits. It forwards one of the input stream to the output stream based on the value of one or more selection input. It performs the function of selecting the input or any one of input lines and feeding this input to one output line. Multiplexing. The combining of multiple information channel into a single transmission medium is called multiplexing. Assume that we have four lines A0, A1, A2 and A3 which are to be multiplexed on a single line output. The four input lines shown in the figure are also known as data input. Since there are four inputs, we will need two additional input to the multiplexer known as the select inputs to select which of the C input is to appear at the output. These select lines are called A and B. The gate implementation of a 4-line to 1-line multiplexer is shown below. Network Interface Card. Network Interface Card is the device which enables a workstation to connect to the network and communicate with other computers. A network adapter is also called a Network Interface Card or NIC. An adapter is a physical device which allows one piece of hardware to be adapted to another type of hardware. The main function of NIC is to allow a computer to connect to a LAN and transmit data at the speed of the type of network which is usually greater than 4 Mbps and can attain 1 Gbps gigabit Ethernet network. Comparison between a bridge and a router. The bridge can identify local media access control sublayer addresses. Router recognize network addresses. The bridge works at the MAC layer by looking at the destination address and forwarding the frame to the appropriate segment. The router works with only routable protocol. It filters addresses. It forwards particular data to particular addresses or to other routers. A bridge can only recognize one path between networks. A router can search among multiple active paths and determine the best path for that particular packet. Bridges work at layer 1 and 2 of the OSI model. Router works at layer 3 of the OSI model, moving packets from one port to another based on IP address. Thank you for watching this video.